And if you're so fat, I'm guilty of this. You know, you could have all this positivity. You're helping all these people. You're doing amazing things. You're making everybody's bank accounts grow, and even yourself, and you're happy as hell. And then there's that one idiot, that one hater that throws something in the mix, and then you focus on that because you want to help people. You want to help everybody. And this guy, you look at this, and this guy comes out of the woodworks, and he says some things, gets under your skin. And then we go, the fuck is this guy? Why couldn't I? Why didn't I have the impact with him? What did I do? What's my problem that they have to feel that way? And the answer is it's not your problem. It's not your problem at all. That's their problem. Make a choice. Be a champion. All right, so we were talking about branding and as you growing and the haters coming out, and I was having a conversation. This is what we were getting into. I was having a conversation with some of our other coaches. Like we got Coach Jose, who does our advanced boxing program, kickboxing, and we were talking about it that we've only been around for what, 5 years, right? 5 years, and you've been around the gym. And you see, like, you come in, it doesn't matter if it's a jiu-jitsu class, boxing class, it's packed. Fucking packed.
It's getting crazy. Like,
it's getting crazy.
There's no place to park at this point.
I know. It's a problem. But we're gonna find solutions.
It's a good problem.
It is. So what we were talking about though is that within the 5 years that when we started this gym, it was like we had our MMA competition program. We had that's what it was built from, you know, that was what my career was. And I was like, okay, I want to build this program. And as we've evolved, I've realized that, okay, if we want to really grow this program, we need to have a comparable jiu-jitsu program as far as the guys competing on every level of the game as well. We need to have the same thing for boxing. We need to have the same thing for kickboxing. And as we started growing this, I was like, holy shit, this is the way that we're going to make an impact in the sport. And now that you come, anybody can come into our evening classes at the academy and walk in there, and it looks like any of the biggest gyms in the world. You come in there, you've got elite guys striking in one area of the gym. You've got the grappling classes going on. You got people hanging out, and it's amazing now that if you think about it. I don't know if you've ever paid attention, but people come in now just to watch the sparring. It's not like people are just coming for classes and hanging out. People are coming in just to attend an audience with the sparring sessions that are going on. You know, we have
it's like a free fight. It's like
absolutely. You know, I did a talk the other day about the junior program that we have. I think I'm more excited about our junior athletes than I am our pros. Mostly because when I look at our pros, they've been around, right? So when I started this gym, a lot of these guys came with me. We've recruited other guys, right? So I've got guys that have been fighting in Bellator, Ryzen, UFC, whatever, doesn't matter. But they came in from other areas, they started in other places and whatnot. But our junior athletes, the guys that started with us like ground zero within this 5-year block that we have, these are the ones that I'm super excited about because they came in with no experience and we are home grooming them. These are the guys that are learning the boxing, the wrestling, the kickboxing, the mindset, the attitude, and how to build themselves as not only an athlete, but a fighter, and also in many ways an entrepreneur, because they have to learn how to market themselves and their brand as a fighter. I mean, you've been there and you see like our 18 and 19-year-olds.
Forget about it, man.
It's absolutely crazy, you know. And when we take our 18, 19-year-olds and what they're doing right now in the room and even in their amateur fights, once we give them 2-3 years and they make that next step to go pro, like they are gonna have all the tools that I never had coming into the sport. You know, we've got guys that are 2 years into training and putting it on veteran pros. You know, it's just remarkable. And going back to what I was saying though, is that when I was talking to Coach Jose, is as I look at it and I'm like, man, the team that we're building and the coaching staff that we're putting together, everyone is working together because everybody has the same vision in what we're doing. And I think that's the only way you can grow as a business and a brand is that everybody that's on the same page together for the same vision. And as soon as one person that's in a leadership role doesn't have that vision anymore, it's time to start replacing them. Or what I've seen over time is they end up pushing themselves out.
One thing I've noticed, if I can
of course,
interject, is not just the same vision, but everybody on your staff, from what I've seen, has passion for what they're doing.
You have to.
And when you attach action to passion, is like, you're basically unstoppable. And what I mean by that, and I'll give you an example. Coach Iman, he loves training kids. Like, he's expressed to me a love for training kids, a genuine, authentic love for training canines and for training kids.
Yeah.
That's what he loves. And then yesterday, I'm talking to Coach Jay, who I've had on the podcast a couple times. Coach Jay yesterday told me, man, I'm so excited about the 28th, our Fighters Rep show, because he's a striking coach and he's chomping at the bit. He's telling me, I'm so excited to he wants to train these guys and show the world what they can do and what he can do, and he's so excited about it. And when you have that, I think that's extremely important.
Here's the interesting thing about both Iman and Jose, that Iman had never coached like this with kids before. This is a new thing for him. Mm-hmm. This is a new role. Jose's coached a lot of boxing, but he's never actually ran a competition program. He's never worked with fighters as a head coach. So both of them are in new leadership roles, and they're thriving because of the responsibility that they're willing to take on for themselves. And even for myself, it's like I don't know what the next step is, but I know that every time we have to elevate and you rise to the occasion, you're gonna grow into that. And if you're excited about it, you're gonna grow into that and be extremely successful. And that's where I see Jose and Iman. I'm like, wow, like these two, you could see it in them. They get super happy when they're teaching those classes.
Coach Jay looked like he was on cloud 9 yesterday when I was leaving the gym and he was starting the advanced sparring class. I was just like, this guy, I mean, how are you gonna stop somebody like this who has knowledge and is in a very happy place like this? Yeah. I mean, it's problematic.
I mean, I hate to say it, but he did leave a very well-known gym to start coaching more at our academy because of the culture and the environment that he feels more connected in. A lot of people, and I just had this conversation with one of my guys, that a lot of people do this. A lot of people are so focused on chasing a dollar, right? So they're willing to forego things that make them happy so they can chase a dollar, right? So you're pursuing a dream, or you're pursuing something that really just excites you, but you can't do it because you got to go do something just to get $20. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, that $20 really pulled you back even further away from your goal. And I talk to my guys about this all the time. I said, listen, sacrifice it now so that you can't have any regrets later, because later you can always make that $20, $40, whatever it was. You can always make enough to get by. Yeah. Doesn't matter what it is. You can always make it with the opportunities like Uber, Lyft, whatever you want to do. There's always plenty of opportunities. But the problem is we all make excuses as to why I don't have enough time, or whatever the reasoning is, that you weren't able to just dedicate yourself a little bit more to what you're going towards. Like one of my guys was 45 minutes late to a very big meeting we had. And this is actually a really good point to make. It was a very important meeting that I had with all my front desk staff. This individual was 45 minutes late to an important meeting because he had to actually go make some money on something that he scheduled. And I think it wasn't a big job, but he needed that for just whatever. It was like $70 that he made. Not a lot of money, right? But I understand you have bills, but it was scheduled. Yeah. Little did he know that everybody that day was getting bonuses.
Ah, my goodness. Okay.
Because he missed that timing, didn't get his bonus.
Dang, okay.
And that bonus would have well superseded what he made on that job just to go make money. And the only reason why I bring this up is because we never know what opportunities are in front of us if we just keep pushing forward towards what we originally set out to do. Right. But as soon as we go chase that dollar that takes us off our path you've already given up your chances at any opportunity that might have been there.
Yeah.
And going back to like what we were talking about with the guys in coaching, is that I see like Coach Jose, he's so excited about it because it's already opening up so many more things for him. Not meaning even through my academy. It's just all of a sudden now he gets to coach fighters. He gets to travel now. He gets to work with guys and help impact their lives. And now he's doing what he actually set out to originally want to do when he started coaching. Mm-hmm. But there was no outlet for it. Now he's making up for the same money he left by being at these other gyms.
And he's already won a striking trophy.
Yeah.
Which is at our show, which I thought was, considering the amount of camps that were at that show.
I mean, and think about this. Let's be honest. Like, people know us for jiu-jitsu and obviously our MMA program now, but our striking program is going to, we're still very young, but we're going to get there and we're going to be just as known as our other programs. I believe it. Just like I believed in the moment I opened this academy. I believe in all these other programs. Now I'm faced with all kinds of other battles and struggles that I have to, I'm not even calling it struggle, things that I have to learn the answers to that comes with growth.
Well, I got to give myself a little pat on the back on this one. When I started with the striking promotion less than a year ago, I told you I'm going to be doing kickboxing only. I do think that this is another facet of your brand that you can build out, and it looks like that's happening.
I don't know. I'll say it was
I won't take full credit.
I'll say it was at least a little bit of influence by you and the other kickboxing promotions out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it goes to show you that when you have people with drive and passion and they come together, things develop.
Well, I remember when we first started talking about it, and you were like, "Hey, I think this could really help build your striking program." I said, "Well, we're an MMA gym. We do MMA. We do MMA and jiu-jitsu." And you were like, "Well, maybe this will be a part of it." And that was more me hung up on the ideology of what I was at that moment, right? I know that my tenure has been on MMA and jiu-jitsu. We really don't have a striking program. And as this thing has grown and progressed, I guess we have a striking program.
I love it. I want to interject a quick bit of immigrant mentality. Mm-hmm. Something I got from my dad that stuck with me, and I think is relevant.
Yeah, do it.
I think it's relevant. He told me that, son, this is America. He came from Lebanon, Civil War. He said, son, this is America. If you shine shoes and you love it, you'll become a millionaire.
Yeah.
And it goes to that chasing dollar thing you were telling me about. And he told me the other day, again, don't worry about the money. Worry about the success. Worry about the drive. Kind of like what you say. Focus on the process. And it'll come. It'll come. And I think that's a real important thing, that angle that you kind of put in your motivational talk is focus on the drive. Be determined. Keep pushing. Whatever it is you're looking for as far as money and stuff, that'll come eventually if you're good at what you do.
They say, there's that saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Right.
I disagree. I actually don't believe in that at all, because I think you have to work like a motherfucker. You have to grind like a motherfucker, because especially in the beginning, or however long it takes, if you love what you do, you still got to be able to make it work for you. It's got to be able to get to a point where if you love it enough, you have to be able to make it to work, and it can take care of you. So it's going to take work. Yeah. So I don't believe it doesn't, because I know I love what I do, but man, it is work every day. But here's the thing, I love the work. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You don't have to hate the work. I absolutely love the work. I am obsessed with the work. I mean, you see all my notebooks everywhere. This is my daily routine.
This is madness. This is madness right here.
This is madness. But
there are 4 notebooks and a laptop open in front of you right now.
But here's the thing, right? But to me, this is clarity.
Yeah.
Right? I'm obsessed with the work. Now, if you truly love what you do, then you just got to keep on that path, no matter what obstacles are going to be there, no matter how much hardship you're going to have to go through. I mean, when I started this journey, I've talked about this on a bunch of times. When I started this journey, I left a career that I could have easily been making six figures easy just by doing art and animation. And then I left it. I left that to go into a career that had no opportunities then. I moved into my car. My first professional fight, I made $150 cash in an envelope in Mexico. I had no idea where this was going to go. In fact, I didn't even have the mindset that I have now. But I knew there was something about chasing this passion. I had let go things before. Actually, this is something I never, I don't think I've talked about on any of my other shows, is that the first time I had this extreme passion about chasing something was when I was in the art and animation industry. When I was in school, I had this cartoon that we were working on. It was called The Fallout Kids. This thing was, in my mind and everybody that was associated to it, was going to be the cartoon that was coming after The Simpsons. Like, it had all the makings of it, everything about it. We had all these students that were on board working for free on this because they wanted to be a part of it. I was hiring instructors and teachers and industry people that were on this team that were like, this is it. And so for 4 years, we kept working on it and developing, and nobody made a dime for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And then we finally got the opportunity to get this on TV. And then right before it happened, they canceled the deal and picked up something else.
Oh, man.
I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. So was everybody else. And by default of this program, I was kind of the ringleader of this. I mean, it was my cartoon. And I just couldn't keep putting people through more and more letdown after letdown, and I canceled the project. 4 years in, maybe 4.5, something like that. And it's a long time.
Yeah.
And 4.5 years in retrospect of pushing towards something compared to the 15 that I've done now in my combative sports career. 4.5 years is absolutely nothing. That was me scratching the surface. And when I canceled everything at 4 years, looking at the moment, I was like, I just can't keep doing this to them. 4 years, man, that is nothing. Mm-hmm. But when you're in the moment of that, I look at all these guys that quit after doing 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, that it didn't work out for them. Are you serious?
No.
I got into this sport, moved into my car, left all that for $150 cash to give 15 years. And here's the thing, I'm ready to go another 15. I'm going to be 38 years old this month. Or in April this year. 38 years old. 15 years, almost half of my life that I've given to this thing. And I feel like I'm just now getting started. I haven't even achieved what I want to achieve. And yet something that I was so passionate about, I quit for it. And that's what it is. When we get these habit cycles where we're conditioned that when things get hard, it doesn't make sense, we just want to stop. We want to look for the easy route. And there's a part of me that looks back and go, man, I wish I would have kept on with that cartoon.
Yeah.
And maybe I will. Maybe one day I'll say, you know what? I'm going to pay a production company to finish it, at least the first episode of it, and have some fun and pitch it. Because it's still a dope-ass concept. This thing is fire. Maybe. But right now, that's not my focus. My focus is what I'm on right now. So if I start focusing on that, all of a sudden my attention's going back to something that I've already let go in the past.
Yeah.
I need to focus on the now so I can build tomorrow. Because as we know with everything going on right now, hey, tomorrow's not guaranteed.
For sure. And
20 minutes from now isn't guaranteed.
And you're alluding to the whole Kobe Bryant thing,
Absolutely.
which was horrific. You know, the thing I wanted to touch on with you is you've got all this positivity going. You've got these coaches that are passionate and that are, making strides at your gym, and they're in a happy place, and you're helping the community with CMMA. you're giving these kids direction and discipline that otherwise might be fighting or doing craziness in the streets. You're giving them careers, even if they have one or two amateur bouts under their belt, eventually they could start a gym or be a trainer. There's so much opportunity, and so many people are being fed, for lack of a better word, because of the gym. When you're creating that much positivity and you're doing so much good for so many people, like you said, there's always one of these clowns or a couple of these clowns that want to come and rain on everybody's parade and shit on what you're doing, and when you're so invested in something that you love and that you're passionate about, sometimes these haters can become an obstacle to what you're doing.
Yeah, they can. But I think it just comes down to focus, right? Like, one of the hardest things for any of us to do is really zero in on our focus. And if you're so I'm guilty of this. You could have all this positivity. You're helping all these people. You're doing amazing things. You're making everybody's bank accounts grow, and even yourself, and you're happy as hell. And then there's that one idiot, that one hater that throws something in the mix, and then you focus on that because you want to help people. You want to help everybody. And this guy, you look at this, and this guy comes out of the woodworks, and he says some things, gets under your skin. And then we go, "The fuck is this guy? Why didn't I have the impact with him? What did I do? What's my problem that they have to feel that way?" And the answer is, it's not your problem. It's not your problem at all. That's their problem. I get emails and messages from people around the world almost daily thanking me for what we're doing. Once every now and again I get those hater messages. It's just people that are haters, man. Like, everybody that is at the top of any food chain will always say this. You're getting somewhere as soon as the haters come out. Fantastic, cool, embrace it. Don't waste any time on it. Don't waste any time on it. Keep going about your doing. That means you're doing it right. That's all it means. You're doing it right.
Yeah.
So if you have people coming out that are talking behind your back, that are doing this, great. Because that means they're not focused on their own shit. Cool, sweet. I'm about to pass you by.
I love it, man. I love it.
Right? Because you're focusing on the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Can't stare at a rock and expect to get further.
Yeah.
I don't care how good looking that rock is. Right? It's still a rock, and it's stuck.
Yeah.
So, for me, what excites me is building the culture in people. And I think that's the key to success, not only in business and in fighting and in relationships and in life, is the culture that we instill in people. And eventually I'm probably going to make a course on how to build culture in your environment, right? A lot of people are always, it's great. Like I'm a lunatic with my scheduling and my planning, an absolute lunatic. But I've also seen that because of the way I am, it's affecting so many other people, because George, people send me photocopies and videos of them in their notebooks, and how much it's helping them prepare their day, because they're learning that there is more time in the day. It's not an excuse that there's not enough hours. We did a show on that earlier, and my obsession with planning, this is all things that I've had just like what make me work. But I want to give those tools to people. So when we start developing like online academies for building culture, for mindset development, technical training, this is all going to be for just to help people get out of their stuck zone so they can grow too. And then we can collectively just keep growing.
And I got to give you credit for the culture you've built in that gym. It's definitely part of the reason you're as successful as you are already in such a short period of time, especially relatively speaking, compared to other gyms, I think. And just being there, it's gotten to the point where my wife sometimes is like texting me, "Where the hell you at? Where the hell you at?" And I'm telling her, "Well, I'm at the gym. And I'm hanging out sometimes. I just want to hang out. I'm not even working out sometimes. I'm just hanging out, talking to the fellas and to the girls too. We got some girls in there competing too, so can't leave them out. But just a fantastic culture, man. I feel so comfortable in there, and I'm comfortable enough to the point where I've got colleagues that are at my own, what I do for my day job. Now they're even jumping into the gym and tell me they really enjoy the culture there too. So credit to you for that.
Thank you. I mean, but that's really what it is, right? Like, it's not about, hey, give me your money. It's not about, hey, listen to me because I have XY credentials. It's literally come in and let's work together. And I mean, there's many businesses out there and gyms out there that people say, if I'm the boss, you listen to me because I'm the boss. It's like, fuck you. No. Like, I understand I have to listen to you because you make my paycheck, but makes my culture environment shit. Complete shit. Then there's the bosses, quote unquote, that lead through encouragement, that lead through empowerment, that want people to succeed and want people to get better. That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. And then our coaches are doing the same. I think this is one of the best compliments that I got from one of our kids in the academy's parents. They said, "It's amazing what you're doing with your coaches." I said, "What do you mean?" They expressed their appreciation that the coaches that are coaching the kids' classes have the same delivery and the same passion that I do when I work with the kids and the adults. And they were extremely thankful the fact that I'm teaching them how to give that same message.
Yeah.
That's all we gotta do. Gotta do is it's sharing the message and going back onto like the Kobe thing, right? Extremely sad for many levels. But what it does is shows how one person can impact so many people. Now I understand that the majority of people are not going to be able to reach that level of impact. But if you can impact one person, that's all it takes. Impact one person, and then you're making a difference. And if you're one of the fortunate people that are able to just put your head down and grind, no matter how long it takes, no matter what obstacles are in front of you, and just have that belief that no matter how far you need to take this, you are willing to go, you might end up in a position where you can impact the entire world. There's no blueprint to how to become a legend. There's no blueprint to that. But the guys that can seem to make that happen are the ones that just keep going. It's not that they don't have fear, because they do. It's not that they don't have doubts, because they do. They just decided to keep going no matter what. And that's what Kobe did. So, mindset's everything.
Love it.
Oh man. Hey guys, if you like this episode, follow the podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel.